Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video review. And today we are reviewing the new Micro Galaxy Squadron Rebel Alliance Y-Wing. And this is another really awesome one. This one turned out really cool. One of my all-time favorite vehicles in the action fleet back in the day was the old Rebel Y-Wing. It was just such a cool and fun vehicle to play with. And honestly, I've always been a fan of the Y-Wing as a Star Wars vehicle in general. I can't quite put my finger on what it is about this design specifically, because honestly, it's not just one thing about this design that I really like. It's the culmination of the shape and elongated engines. I like the brackets. They just look really cool. I like the shape of the cockpit section, as well as the fact that it's got like this cool little turret that rotates around and fires, whether it's an ion turret or some other turret that's been equipped onto that Y-Wing, because they are equipable with other turrets, by the way, not just ion. That's just the most common turret you see on this particular Y-Wing model. Now we, of course, get also Dutch Vander and his astromech, which is right there in that little mini card back bubble. On the back, you've got some images, some holo images of the Y-Wing, some other toy images of the Y-Wing, some of the other vehicles in the Micro Galaxy Squadron line. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is the Y-Wing out of the packaging, and it looks awesome. Look at this thing. It's so nice. The engines are pretty simple to put on. So the way you do it is, and they go on a very specific way, and it looks like I got it actually really good. Maybe I should have put these on, before I showed it fully out of the packaging. Anyway, you just kind of slide it on. There's a little curved bit here where you just kind of slide it on, and then there's like a couple of pegs that you just fit and slot it into. And once you get it in there, man, it is in there. I'm like so worried about taking it back off. There we go. I was able to wiggle it free. This is what I mean. So see how it's curved like this? You just take your engine piece here, and it's the same on both sides, and they do fit a specific way. You just ease it on and then work those upper pegs that further secure it just into position. And once you get that eased and rotated in, they're in there. They're in there really well. So I like that a lot. You get these couple of bombs here underneath the chin of the starfighter. Now, I can't seem to find a button for release anywhere in there, because while there are a couple of pieces that are spring-loaded holding the bombs into place, I mean, I've been feeling this Y-Wing all up and down, pushing, the astromech release button just in case, squeezing the sides, grabbing and pushing on panels and things that look like it almost could be a button of some kind, but isn't. So if there is a button or some kind of way to release these bombs here for these little spring-loaded bits, someone please throw that up in the comments for us, because I could not find it, me personally. Now, it is entirely possible that it's just a spring-loaded, like, little clip-like piece just to help hold it in place, and it's more of a, pull the bombs out at your discretion type deal, which, okay, cool. But then why have them removable anyway? And if it's a play feature, a bomber should be able to drop the bombs, I would think. But that's just me thinking out loud, not necessarily trying to look at this negatively. I think it's a really cool addition, but these are also very tiny and easy to lose accessories. So while they do sit in here pretty securely, I also worry if there is a button or release something somewhere that, you could accidentally just hit it and lose these very teeny tiny and unique looking bombs. And it's a very cool looking piece. It does have some interesting molding and detail on it. So it is a cool little piece. It's just, is it just you put it in and you can take it out if you want and that's kind of it? Or is there a way to drop or launch it? Because it is a bomber after all. Anyway, paint job wise, it's very on point, very classic Gold Squadron Y-Wing looking paint job there. The cockpit does open to the side and it's the whole thing. So you fit your little pilot right here. You do have the articulated ion turret here, although unfortunately that's the only rotation we get. It does not do a full 360. It doesn't do 180. It doesn't even do 90. We don't even get 90. So the top turret's a little disappointing that it doesn't rotate as far as it probably should be able to. We do still have some landing gear. So 2 right here in the engine, 1 right here under the chin, just like so. You have your little astromech slot right here. There is still a button so you can push and get your little astromech out. Speaking of, here is our pilot and astromech. So there's Dutch Vander with his R2 astromech there. So you can see them in their little bubble card back. Not too bad. Another good use of the X-Wing, or rather now Rebel pilot mold. Pretty decent little paint job. And they did a pretty good job, hopefully y'all are able to see that, on his helmet paint pattern. It's amazing the paint detail they're able to get on figures this teeny tiny. I mean, it's not much bigger than an actual ant. So, pretty incredible detail if you ask me. You can make him sit in his Y-Wing. We just put him in that prepped to sit position. Set him down. Go ahead and close that cockpit up. Take your astromech here. Make sure he's facing forward, or at least I like to make sure my astromechs are facing forward. Honestly, I guess it doesn't matter that much. And there he is in his little astromech slot. Now we can get ready for takeoff. And that's a pretty cool look. And real quick for comparison, here is the Y-Wing next to the T-65 X-Wing, which it served alongside in the Battle of Yavin, the very first starfighter dogfight space battle we ever got to see in Star Wars. So it's really cool to have these two ships united once again, but this time in the Micro Galaxy Squadron line. And seeing them side by side in this line is really, really cool. I really dig it a lot. Overall, the new Micro Galaxy Squadron Y-Wing is pretty awesome. Despite the fact that the turret doesn't rotate very far, and the fact that I can't figure out if you can actually drop these bombs or not without, physically pulling them out of the bottom of the ship, is still kind of up in the air. Design-wise, I think it's very on point. Scaling, it looks so good. And another thing that I like about this that I didn't mention, because I did mention that I really liked the Action Fleet one that came out back in the day, but one of the things I didn't mention that I like on this one compared to that release is, aside from the scaling being better, we don't have the translucent plastic bits on the struts here. It's just the struts as they're supposed to be. So that's another really big thing, in my opinion, that Jazwares absolutely nailed on this release of the Y-Wing, where Action Fleet failed, in my opinion. Really can't wait to see more Rebel Alliance starfighters to go with these two, but I'm glad that we got the first two together now. And they look awesome. Stay tuned for more Micro Galaxy Squadron reviews. Like and subscribe and follow us on social media. Check out some of the other content that we do here on rebelscum.com, and check the main website daily, rebelscum.com, for daily Star Wars fan content. Check out our sister website, cooltoyreview.com, for all kinds of awesome daily non-Star Wars toy related news, videos, and more. And Like and subscribe to the Cool Toy Review and Bay 12 YouTube channels for that awesome non-Star Wars toy review content. I want to see you this summer at Rebel Scum Con 2024, the first official Rebel Scum Con in the nearly 30-year-long history of the world's oldest and largest Star Wars fan website not owned by Disney. Rebel Scum Con is happening June 27th through the 30th at the Allen Convention Center in the heart of North Texas in the Dallas area. To book your experience, go to rebelscumconventions.com. Once again, rebelscumconventions.com. If you're looking for some awesome Star Wars toys, collectibles, and more, check out Order 66 Toys, the world's official collectible Star Wars toy store. They go live every single Friday night on the Order 66 Toys Facebook page at 7 p.m. Central Time, and they ship all around the world. Last but not least, check out our free archival website, collectorsoracle.com, which mostly has Black Series and Vintage collection on there for now, but we are in negotiations with Jazwares to add Micro Galaxy Squadron to Collector's Oracle at some point in the near future, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.